what's up guys? Brian, Socal Supermoto. We're here with local badass racer, Chris. Just doing a little rider profile series to see who's doing what out here and how they got started and the bikes and all that good stuff. So yeah, give us the basics. How long you been riding?
Yeah, so I've been riding about 15 years or so. Started with trail bikes, desert stuff, a little bit of motocross here and there. And then got the Supermoto bike about 2 years ago, and been all in on Supermoto since then.
All right, any sport bikes?
No sport bikes, never ridden a sport bike ever in my life.
What about like the minis or any of like the little sport bikes?
No minis or anything, just straight from dirt bikes, straight to this. Started racing right away. That's pretty much why I got the Supermoto. It was like a safer way to get into racing rather than motocross where you're gonna be breaking yourself up all the time. Yeah. A little bit more affordable than road racing, so it was like the happy medium.
And you never get hurt while on a Supermoto, is that true?
Not true, I'm a little bit hurt right now, but crashed 2 weeks ago, so we're recovering, but still, I mean, it's safer than 150 miles an hour or 50 feet in the air.
What got you into Supermoto?
Affordability, for one. I had a DRZ on the street for a while that I built up and got too ridiculous with that thing. Yeah. And just, it wasn't that fun. So then I decided, I want to ride the track. I came here on the DRZ once to Adams, and then from there, decided I wanted a race bike and picked this thing up.
All right, man, let's hear about the bike.
So this is my 2019 FS 450. I started out completely stock, like most of the ones you'll see here. Did a few upgrades. It's got an Aero twin exhaust on it, suspension by Lanier Suspension. It does have a twin injector kit on it, so it's got an injector under the throttle body, also one in the airbox with a ram air intake, so it makes a little bit more horsepower. We've got X-Trig Rocks triple clamps, 14 millimeter offset to make it turn a little bit tighter. And then the rest of it's mostly cosmetic. I've done a few things with the braking system. I'm upgraded to a bigger master cylinder, but that's about it. It's mostly a stock bike. It looks fancy, but it's mostly stock. These things are actually pretty darn good from the factory.
Do you have a favorite mod?
Favorite mod is one I didn't talk about. So I have a SP quick shifter on this bike. So clutchless upshifts, hold it wide open, just bang the gears up, and that's my favorite thing about this bike, hands down.
What's next for you in Supermoto, or just keep doing more of the same?
Hoping to get some racing down here in California. We don't have a whole lot of racing, but other than that, I'm really interested in the Colorado Supermoto Series, Utah Supermoto Series, Supermoto USA, so I guess I'm gonna have to travel. So if you're from out of state, you might see me at your local track.
Nice, and then just really quick, what would be your best advice for somebody who wants to get into it?
If you want to get into it, I would say if you've ridden before and you come from a racing background, get a race bike. If not, start on something smaller, DRZ, some WR250X, something with a little bit less horsepower so you can get comfortable and build technique first. I think too many guys get out here and start trying to go fast right away. And I was one of those people, and I crashed a lot at the beginning. And you gotta slow down, build that technique first, and then start going fast. So I think that's the biggest thing is don't worry too much about the bike and how you're gonna look. Learn how to control the bike, learn about lap times, line choices, and things like that. And once you get comfortable, then maybe step up to the race bike and go racing and go all out.
And then the last thing is, I always like to ask, what is the best tip that helped you the most in Supermoto?
So for me, Supermoto, I come from motocross, so I'm just a real loosey-goosey leg out kind of throwing the bike. So I'd learn to just be a little more stiff. It's not all about lean angle and throwing the bike down. Just, ride with the bike, clean it up a little bit more. I don't hang off the bike as much as I used to with my body, and it's just a smoother, simpler riding style. I think
doing less.
Exactly, yeah. I always say go slow to go fast.